If you're here, you're probably wondering about gaming headsets and who this long-haired man is and why he's trying to tell you about them on the internet. Maybe your old headset is falling to bits, losing connection, or simply in dire need of replacement. Or, shock horror, you might be listening to me speak in my dulcet tones across a pair of terrible laptop speakers and are looking for an upgrade. But how do you pick the right gaming headset for you? I'm Andy, and these are the 5 things you need to know before buying your next gaming headset. When it comes to picking out the right gaming headset for you, it's easy to become overwhelmed with the sheer amount of choice available. You can quickly become bogged down in audio nerd terminology that makes it difficult to tell on paper which are worth considering and which are better left on the shelves. It's not like there are many retailers you can visit in person these days to hear a range of gaming headsets. Luckily, there are a few key things to remember that should guide you towards making the right choice. Pick well, and you'll hopefully end up with a great sounding headset that lasts for many years. So, let's get cracking. What do you need to know to choose the best gaming headset for you? First up, you're probably wondering whether you should go for a wired or wireless model. Wired has less latency, right? With a more reliable connection? Well, sort of. Proper audiophiles usually tell you to aim for a wired connection wherever possible, because it's the most reliable, latency-free way to connect any audio equipment to an output device like your PC. And because they like scoffing at people who can't hear the difference between a wired and a wireless connection. Pah! Philistines. Anyway, while a wired gaming headset is technically better for audio than a wireless model, I really doubt you'll be able to tell the difference, both in terms of latency and quality. Anything that connects via a 2.4 GHz wireless dongle is going to have an imperceptible delay for anyone but esports enthusiasts, bless them. One thing I would avoid, however, are Bluetooth-only headsets. Bluetooth is a nice thing to have alongside a 2.4 GHz connection because it means your headset becomes dual usage, meaning you can take it out into the big wide world as simply a good pair of everyday headphones. But for gaming, it's a no from me. The lag is simply too great, and as a result, you should consider it a bonus feature, not the thing to aim for. Regardless, wired or wireless with a proper 2.4 GHz connection is really a personal choice at this point, so feel free to fire away at either. You do you, that's my advice. A good set of drivers makes the difference. Inside the ear cups of any headset lie the drivers, and no, I'm not talking about golf clubs. These are the internal speaker units that will transmit sound to your ears. And the difference between a good set and a bad set can also be the difference between great sound and a crackly, hollow-sounding mess. So, how do you know if your next headset purchase has great drivers without listening to them for yourself? Well, here's where it pays to listen to trusted reviewers, like my good self, who spend their days listening to the very best and the very worst headsets available on the market. Because sound is such a subjective thing, it's really down to a good reviewer to convey how the drivers in a headset sound under a variety of conditions. We use descriptive terms like chunky, weighty, thin, and harsh to try and convey exactly what sort of audio experience you're going to get out of the box. Even with good sound being a subjective term, there are things you can look out for on the spec sheet to guide your decision. 40 or 50mm drivers are fairly substantial, and providing they're well made and tuned correctly, should be capable of delivering substantial bass alongside detailed atmospheric audio. Look out for respected brands like Razer, HyperX, Beyerdynamic and others to give you the best shot of buying a quality set of drivers that should be great for both music and gaming. Comfort is important. All this talk about sound matters for nothing if the headset itself is uncomfortable to wear. Again, this is quite a subjective thing, but a good reviewer should point out whether a headset digs in over the course of a long day or is so comfortable you forget it's there. As a general rule, if a headset looks uncomfortable in the product photos, it usually is. Look out for generously padded headbands, soft and squidgy ear cushions, and any mention of clamping force. This is essentially the grip that the headset puts on the sides and top of your head to hold itself steady. If it's judged well, the headset should stay atop your head without slipping around, while also feeling comfortable. Judged badly, and it slips off easily. Or, even worse, it can grip your head so tightly that after a couple of hours usage, you can find yourself with a nasty headache. Adjustable headbands are key here, so look out for any headset with a large range of adjustability, particularly if you've got a head like an Easter Island statue. This Beyerdynamic MMX 330 Pro even takes comfort one step further, by adding in a cutout at the top to relieve pressure on the top of your head. Look out for signs that a manufacturer has taken your comfort into account with cushy materials and features, and you'll have a much better chance of buying something that feels fantastic to wear for hours at a time. Built-in mics are nice to have, but not necessarily essential. If you're into multiplayer gaming or like chatting with your friends over Discord, then you should probably consider a gaming headset with a good microphone. Personally, I'm a fan of headsets that allow you to detach the microphone when not in use, or flip it up completely out of the way, as microphones can be a bit distracting to have hovering in front of your face all day long. However, if you're considering a headset that doesn't come with a mic, but still want to make yourself heard on occasion, the good news is there's plenty of standalone microphones on the market that we recommend. I wouldn't disregard a great pair of headphones for gaming, for example, simply because they don't have a microphone. While there are plenty of good mics attached to gaming headsets these days, a lot of them still leave something to be desired if you're planning on recording your next podcast or sounding professional in your next meeting. Still, if all you want a mic for is the odd in-game chat, a condenser microphone attached to a boom arm like this one should do you just fine. Make sure to listen to audio clips wherever available though, as even some of the top brands still struggle with microphone quality on otherwise brilliant gaming headsets. Battery life equals quality of life. If you've opted for a wired headset, you can safely ignore this section. But if you've opted for a wireless model, we need to talk about battery life. Nothing ruins a wireless headset experience quite like a low battery indicator beeping incessantly at you on a regular basis. Many gaming headsets now offer 80 hours or more of wireless audio between charges, and our favourite wireless headset overall, the HyperX Cloud Alpha Wireless, can even go up to 300 hours without being plugged into the wall. In all honesty though, 25 hours or more is a fairly good rating for a modern headset, although I'd always lean towards higher battery life models wherever possible. Part of the joy of owning a good wireless headset is not having to think about cables, and that joy quickly turns to misery if you find yourself hunting for a charger on a daily basis. We all wish our devices had infinite battery lives, but until we start living in the sci-fi future we were promised, we have to make do with what we've got. Pay attention to battery life ratings, and you'll have the most hassle-free experience. Ultimately, audio is a very subjective thing, and one person's perfect gaming headset is another's tinny-sounding nightmare. However, if you pay attention to the advice here and look up plenty of reviews before buying your next model, you shouldn't need to spend the entirety of your next paycheck on a gaming headset to get something that'll last you for years and deliver brilliant audio to your eardrums in perfect comfort. The good news is, not only are there plenty of brilliant gaming headsets available on the market right now, PC Gamer has tons of in-depth headset reviews on our site to help you make an informed buying decision. So, my name's Andy, and if you're chasing down the next perfect gaming headset like me and you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a like down below and subscribe to PC Gamer for more top tips on how to buy all the best gaming gear.